Yo, what is good people, Ben from Lover of Tech, and we are back with another video. This time, camera comparison. Galaxy S25 versus the iPhone 16 versus the Pixel 9. And we are pretty much going to be testing everything when it comes to pictures and videos in daylight and low light, rear cameras and front-facing cameras. So sit back, relax, let's get into this camera comparison. First section of this camera comparison is going to be going through the photos in daylight and low light. There will be no commentary. Each photo section is going to be up for about 4 seconds. So pause it if you need longer to analyze the photos. That section for the photos is going to be for about 4 minutes, and then the rest will be on the video performance. When you get to the video performance, make sure you watch it on the largest display possible in 4K 60 with headphones on so you can hear the audio switching. With that out of the way, let's get into this camera comparison. We are now recording in their respective 4K UHD 60 frames per second video recorder mode on the front-facing camera for the Galaxy S25, iPhone 16, and the Pixel 9. We're just seeing how the image quality is like, sharpness, details, colors, dynamic range, and of course, video stabilization. Let's do a quick run. We're now recording in a 4K UHD 30 frames per second video recorder mode on the selfie camera for the Galaxy S25, iPhone 16, and a Pixel 9. Again, we're just seeing how the image quality is like, sharpness, details, colors, dynamic range, and of course, video stabilization. Let's do a quick run. We're now recording in their respective video portrait mode, cinematic mode for the front-facing camera on the Galaxy S25, iPhone 16 and the Pixel 9. Now, of course, this is only available on the S25 and the iPhone 16. The Pixel does not allow you to do video portrait mode or blur on a front-facing camera. It does allow you to do this on a rear camera, and it's limited to 1080p 24 FPS, whereas with the Samsung and the iPhone, you can do this up to 4K 30. There are some things to take into consideration when you are actually doing video portrait mode in the selfie camera. The iPhone seems to be the best at it now, right? Although you can't pause recording and continue on the same clip, you can change the blur intensity before you start recording, and after you finish recording, it stores all the metadata, and you can actually change the blur intensity and the blur positioning and points. Samsung used to allow you to have different portrait glitch effects and just different portrait effects as you were recording. And it allowed you to actually change the intensity while you're recording, but it doesn't do that anymore. Yes, you can pause recording and continue on the same clip, but all the fun effects you could do while you were recording has now been taken away. I'm still glad you can do this in 4K UHD 30 frames a second, but why take away these features? Quite strange. We are now recording in their 4K UHD 30 frames a second video recorder mode on the rear cameras on the Galaxy S25, iPhone 16 and the Pixel 9. We're just seeing how the image quality is like, sharpness, details, colors, dynamic range, and of course, video stabilization. Let's do a quick run. Let's switch to the ultra wide. All these camera systems do allow you to do simultaneous lens switching on the fly as you're recording in 4K 30. Quick run. Go to 2x, 2x, 2x. We're going to do a steady walk. Now, Samsung does have the advantage of having a dedicated 3x, which is fantastic. And the others are going to be doing a digital 3x. Pivot these. Just pivot them so it's centered. We're going to do a steady walk, and so far it looks like Samsung's doing the best job. We're going to come back to the 1x, come back to the 1x, come back to the 1x, and here's where we have it. All three camera systems do allow you to switch between all the rear lenses while you're recording in 4K 30 without having to stop, which is great. You can take pictures at the same time and also pause recording and continue on the same clip. But as always, Samsung is the one that absolutely steals the show. It allows you to flip to the front-facing camera without having to stop recording. And there you are. Samsung has had this figured out for a good while now, and it is impressive. It still impresses me. I will still keep singing their praises. Other camera manufacturers, just get on board and let it happen. In their 4K UHD 60 frames a second video recorder mode on the Galaxy S25, iPhone 16, Pixel 9. And we're just seeing how the image quality is like, sharpness, details, colors, dynamic range, and of course, video stabilization. Let's do a quick run. Let's switch to the ultra wide. And a quick run. Two X, 2x, 2x. I'm just doing a steady walk. And again, Samsung with the advantage of having a dedicated 3x. 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 And we're gonna come back to the 1X. 1X. And again, going through it just like we did in 4K 30, the advantage you have on these camera systems, you can switch between all the rear lenses in 4K 60 without having to stop recording and switching. It's simultaneous on the fly, which is great. You can pause recording and continue on the same clip and take pictures at the same time. But yet again, Samsung is the one that steals the show. You can flip to the front-facing camera finally in 4K 60 on the standard S models. This includes the S25 Plus as well. This is great to see because a little story time. Last year, it was only the S24 Ultra that had this feature. The S24 Plus and the S24 did not have this feature. And this was purely down to the fact that some regions were split with Exynos and others were split with Snapdragon. Because the S24 Ultra was all Snapdragon powered, it did not have this usability issue. Now we're in the year again where all of the devices are Snapdragon powered. We don't have this issue. Thank goodness. Let's not digress and keep this energy. Good stuff, Samsung. Love to see it. We are now recording in the 8K 30 frames per second video recorder mode on the Galaxy S25. And now this is compared to the 4K 30 that is limited on the iPhone 16 and the Pixel 9. This is all native on the main 1X sensor with no crop to field of view and full video stabilization. This is great work by Samsung, and it's fantastic to see that you can still do this. Let's do a quick run. We are now in their respective action mode, super steady mode and active stabilization mode across the Galaxy S25, iPhone 16 and the Pixel 9. I will have the full resolution and specs marked on this video. I'm on the 1X for each of them. And we're just seeing how they are. Let's do a hard run. We are now recording in a 4K UHD 30 frames per second video recorder mode on a 1X rear camera on the Galaxy S25, iPhone 16 and the Pixel 9. We're just seeing how the image quality is like, sharpness, details, colors, dynamic range, with me and the frame as the subject with the environment. We've now switched to the ultra wide in their 4K UHD 30 frames per second video recorder mode on the Galaxy S25 Ultra, the iPhone 16 and the Pixel 9. We're just seeing how the image quality is like on the ultra wide with their respective 0.5 and 0.6x. I'm gonna come closer, see if there's any hunting. We're still recording their respective 4K UHD 30 frames per second video recorder mode on the rear camera with the Galaxy S25, iPhone 16 and the Pixel 9. We've now gone into the 2X crop mode on the main wide sensor with me and the frame as the subject as well as the environment. We're just seeing how the image quality is like, and of course also the audio quality as well. We're still recording in their respective 4K UHD 30 frames per second video recorder mode on the Galaxy S25, iPhone 16 and the Pixel 9. We're now in their 3X mode. Now this does optically favor the Galaxy S25 because it does have a dedicated 3X telephoto lens, whereas the other two are still doing a crop on the main 1X sensor. So we're just seeing how the image quality is like, sharpness, detail, colors. Me and the frame is the subject as well as the environment, and most importantly, the environment and the audio quality. How far could it pick me up from this distance? We are now recording in the 8K 30 frames per second video recorder mode on the Galaxy S25 versus the 4K 30 on the iPhone 16 and the Pixel 9. And we're just seeing how the image quality is like at a high resolution. And this is impressive from Samsung to do this on their main 50X 1X sensor, high resolution video, 8K 30 with pretty much no crop to field of view stabilization and good colors and detail. We'll come up close. Let's go back. we are now recording in their respective video portrait mode, cinematic mode, video blur mode on the Galaxy S25, iPhone 16 and the Pixel 9. And of course, with the Galaxy S25 and the iPhone 16, you can do this in 4K UHD in 30 FPS mode. Whereas on the Pixel 9, it is limited to 1080p at 24 FPS. Just come up a bit close. Let's see how it tracks as I go back. We're still recording in their respective video portrait mode, cinematic mode, video blur mode on the S25, iPhone 16 and the Pixel 9. Of course, like stated before, 4K 30 FPS for the iPhone and the Samsung, 1080p 24 FPS for the Pixel 9. We've gone into the 2X mode now, and we're just seeing how the image quality is like, the portrait mode performance. We're still recording in their respective video portrait mode, cinematic, video blur mode on the Galaxy S25, iPhone 16 and the Pixel 9. Of course, still 4K 30 on the iPhone and the Samsung, 1080p 24 FPS on the Pixel 9. We've now gone into their 3X zoom mode. Now, be warned, yes, the Samsung does have a dedicated 3X telephoto lens, but it's still doing a crop on a 1X sensor. Yes, it's still a 4K image, but it is still doing a crop. It's not switching to the telephoto 3X dedicated zoom lens, which is a shame. Something I've kept mentioning, I will keep mentioning until Samsung actually fixes this. We're now recording in their 4K UHD 30 frames per second video recorder mode on the Galaxy S25, the iPhone 16 and the Pixel 9. We are actually trying out their HDR mode. We're going to see how well this tone maps and converts, because this video is going to be in SDR. But we thought now we've got a bit of time, let's see how the HDR recording looks like across these devices. We're still recording in their respective 4K UHD 30 frames per second video recorder mode on the S25, iPhone 16 and the Pixel 9. But what you're seeing here with the S25 is the log profile. Yes, the logarithmic profile. And this is meant to give you a flat color picture profile, getting the most dynamic range out of the sensor, and it should be a 10-bit file as well, which is great to see. Now, the iPhone 16 doesn't have this. To get this feature, you do have to go up to the iPhone 16 Pro and the Pro Max. They shoot that in ProRes, and then you can have the log profile. But on the standard 16, you don't have this. And this is great to see the flexibility. Samsung are giving you on the standard S model flagships and not having to go up to the Ultra. I love this. This is great to see. We're now recording in the 8K 30 frames per second video recorder mode on the Galaxy S25 versus 4K 30 on the iPhone 16 and the Pixel 9. What you're seeing here though is a technological flex. Samsung can actually do log recording in 8K 30. I don't know who's going to use this, but for me, I love a showcase of technology, and this is really showing the new benefits that come with the Snapdragon 8 Elite 4 Galaxy chipset and the ISP that's in there. So yeah, this is a good look. We're still recording in their respective 4K UHD 30 frames per second video recorder mode on the S25, iPhone 16 and the Pixel 9. What you're seeing here with the Galaxy S25 is, of course, the log profile. What we've done is selected the higher bitrate video recording in the settings to see if it helps it in any way. This should be a 10-bit profile as well for the color space, and this is just great to see. When I'm recording in their respective 4K UHD 30 frames per second video recorder mode on the rear camera for the Galaxy S25, iPhone 16 and the Pixel 9, we're just seeing how the low light performance is. We're just sticking to the 1X for this one because it is in low light, and the main sensors should give the best low light performance in video. We're now recording in each camera's respective video portrait mode, cinematic and video blur mode on the S25, iPhone 16 and also the Pixel 9. Obviously the Pixel 9 is limited to 1080p 24 FPS, whereas the Samsung and the iPhone is at 4K 30. This is quite a challenging one to do in low light. We are now recording in their 4K UHD 30 frames per second video recorder mode on a rear camera in low light on the S25 from Samsung, iPhone 16 and the Pixel 9. We're just seeing how the image quality is like in low light across the board. Check lens flaring. Switch it all forward. Here's the 2X, 2X, 2X. 3X, 3X, and back to 1X. We're now recording in 4K UHD 30 frames per second video recorder mode on a front-facing camera for the S25, iPhone 16 and the Pixel 9. We're just seeing how the low light performance is like for the front-facing camera in 4K 30. We're still recording in a 4K UHD 30 frames per second video recorder mode at the S25, iPhone 16 and the Pixel 9. What we've done is we've activated the video portrait mode for the Samsung and the iPhone to see if it works in low light in any way, shape or form. It looks like it is working a little bit on the Samsung. and are struggling to do that on the iPhone. And of course, you don't get video portrait mode at all on a selfie camera for the Pixel. Now that's it with this definitive camera comparison between the S25, iPhone 16 and the Pixel 9. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. That's it from me, Ben from Lover of Tech. If you enjoy videos like this, you know exactly what to do. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you're part of Team TLS, the Tech Lover Squad, so you don't miss any future videos on the channel. I hope you're all safe during this time. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.